Every morning, millions of people wake up, go to work, trade 8 hours of their lives for money, and slowly fall behind. Not because they're lazy, not because they're irresponsible, but because the game they're playing was never designed to make them wealthy. Over the last 50 years, worker productivity exploded. Technology improved, businesses became more profitable. Yet millions of full-time workers are struggling to afford homes, raise families, or build real wealth. Where did all the money go? And why does the salary you've been told to chase often become the very thing keeping you trapped? Most people believe the formula is simple. Get good grades, find a stable job, work hard, earn a salary, build a comfortable life. For decades, that promise shaped entire generations. But today, cracks are appearing everywhere. Housing is becoming less affordable, debt is rising, savings are shrinking, and many workers are realizing something unsettling. The harder they work, the further wealth seems to move away. By the end of this video, you'll understand the hidden difference between earning money and building wealth. You'll see why some of the richest people on Earth rarely rely on salaries. And you'll discover the uncomfortable truth behind what many call the salary lie, the story. The promise that built modern society. The story begins long before smartphones, long before social media, long before Wall Street became a household name. In the early industrial era, jobs transformed society. Factories needed workers, businesses needed employees, governments needed taxpayers. For millions of families, a steady paycheck was revolutionary. For the first time in history, ordinary people could earn predictable income. A salary meant stability, security, a path forward. And for decades, the system seemed to work. A single income could often support an entire household. Homes were affordable. Education costs were manageable. Many workers expected their children to live better than they did. The American dream wasn't just an idea. For many people, it felt real. But beneath the surface, something important was changing.
A change most people never noticed, and it would eventually reshape the financial future of entire generations. The Great Disconnect. In 1971, something happened that few people paid attention to, but its effects would ripple across the entire economy. The United States ended the dollar's direct link to gold. Most people never heard about it. Most still don't understand it. Yet from that moment forward, money itself began changing. Governments gained far greater flexibility to create new currency. Debt expanded. Financial markets grew. Asset prices accelerated. And slowly, two different worlds emerged: the world of labor and the world of assets. At first, the difference wasn't obvious. Workers continued earning salaries. Businesses continued hiring. Life appeared normal. But behind the scenes, a gap was forming. A gap that would become one of the largest wealth divides in modern history. Because while salaries grew slowly, assets began growing exponentially. And that raises an important question. If both workers and investors were participating in the same economy, why were their outcomes becoming so different? Imagine two people starting life at age 25. The first person gets a good job, works hard, receives annual raises, builds a respectable career. The second person earns less initially, but buys assets, stocks, businesses, real estate. For the first few years, the employee appears to be winning. Higher income,
more stability, more predictable cash flow. But then something interesting happens. The assets begin producing income. The assets begin appreciating. The assets begin compounding. And eventually, the race changes completely. Because salaries grow linearly, assets often grow exponentially. This is the secret most schools never teach. Wealth isn't built primarily through labor. It's built through ownership. And ownership operates under completely different rules. Rules that many people never learn. Because they're too busy chasing the next paycheck.